So I'm back live again, sitting outside the high school, Garden Plain High School. It's hot in my car for December. Just got finished with their soft deadlines for their project-based learning, the very first that this class has ever done in this style. Their presentations were fairly solid. The teacher told me he was pretty happy with what was going on and how they were working. He wasn't teaching them. He hadn't pre-taught them anything. They're doing Cold War era, little museum piece. It's super simple, and I had exactly 15 minutes to prep before I introduced them to a project. 15 minutes from, hi, I'm just visiting your class for 5 minutes to, you want to do a PBL with them in 15 minutes. Okay, what are your outcomes? And how do we, and they've never done this before. Now the teacher already teaches in a fairly dynamic and interesting style, a lot of empowerment, but he has also realized that as a type A personality, which, by the way, type A personalities are perfect for PBL because there's so many moving parts that you've got to stay on top of. You can't be a relaxed, sit by the side of the room type of teacher and do great project-based learning. It's a lot of work for the teacher before and during and after. So that's a win for him that he's that way. But he and I, even after our presentations day, he says, we were taught that we needed to be in control of the information to deliver it in a perfect way, and it's very different what I'm doing with these kids. And he had faith in that they would do it, and they are. However, their soft deadline presentations, their final products, are to be finished this Friday. Is it Tuesday? It's Tuesday. Their work for the very first PBL they've ever done was all right. Their presentation style was a little rough. I'm going to go ahead and say it was a little boring in places, but their information was pretty darn solid. And they have great resources for what they've gotten. They are still, they're not doing a great job of tying it into today. Why the Cold War era and some of these pieces matter, the space race or the culture and civil rights movements and things like that. They haven't touched that one yet. Great. The dude from Wichita State just pulled in next to me. He's probably wondering why I'm talking to myself in the car. Go ahead and roll up this window. Anyway, so they got a little bit of a awakening today during their soft deadlines. I wasn't mean. We did the likes and wonders. This is what I like what you're doing. This is what I wonder. And the kids were really great with each other. And about halfway through their presentations, there's 5 groups. I asked them. I said, so how many of you guys have learned something about your own work that needs to be done by listening to others? And oh my gosh, overwhelming majority of the kids were like, oh, totally. So again, the soft deadline process really matters. And so if you're not doing project-based learning yet and are not sure what that is, holler at me. I'll send you my blog post about it, how it works. Other people have written blog posts about how I run the likes and wonders with students, so I can send those to you so you can see how that happens. Anyway, this is turning into a long reflection. I'm really excited about this school in particular, and the Kansas redesign. There are a lot of folks I'm checking in on their schools, and they're the old saying of maybe moving the chairs around on the deck of the Titanic. And these guys are aware that may become an issue as they take smaller baby steps. They're impatient to do more, but they're afraid to do more because they care about their kids. If you're not familiar with the Kansas movement on redesigning all our schools, do a quick Google search on Big Think. Big Think did a post on us the other day. Big Think is a website, and then just put in Kansas redesign. Our Department of Education has decided that our schools need to look different, period. And the commissioner, Randy Watson, is not changing on this. He's not balking on this. We have started with about 30 schools who volunteered to do this. They had to get community support. At least 80% vote yes for it, and a lot of schools applied for it and are getting some wiggle room in order to do things differently. And I've been invited in to work with several of the schools. This is one where I'm working very closely. I wake up every single morning and think about this school and these kids and these teachers and what's my role? And so I've got to, as I was driving here, it's about an hour away from Hutchinson, our office at ESDAC, I get an opportunity to think about, okay, how am I going to align for what they need and what they're ready for right now to take them to the next step? It's super fun. But Garden Plain, #OwlNation, you got to check that out. It's going to really come alive. Social media is not something that they do in this community, so that's another piece that they're starting to pick up and start to move forward on, and we'll start to see the power. Their entrepreneurship program is alive, selling to each other and themselves. We're going to get more of a global audience soon, but we're just in the first couple of months of this, and I'm really proud of what they're doing and what they're shifting and how the teachers are responding to the need for change. Their kids are already, by all measurement of success, they're doing really well. And so they know, the teachers know, they're doing really well in the traditional system. So the teachers know that they need to help the families understand that the traditional system isn't cutting it anymore for our babies. And just because they were doing well there doesn't mean we're doing well as a system. Kansas leadership believes that, and now the school believes that, and now we're going to start moving our families forward on behalf of the kids. So it's hard work. It's scary work for the teachers. I'm super excited because I've been dying for this since helped build my school back in the day, and had to go through this process too. So I'm happy to share to other teachers and help them realize that we can do it, because they've already realized we must do it. If you're in a community that hasn't yet discovered that we must do it, what are you doing? What are you doing to help them figure it out? Because if you're watching me, my guess is you're part of the echo chamber. You're part of the people who already believe. So I'm switching out glasses here. I need to get ready and get driving, get back home, keep on working for the day. Folks, check out, if you're on Twitter, #Owl, they're owls, right? Owl Nation. This hashtag's gonna start moving forward. That's on my agenda to make sure that I've got the teacher I'm working with today. He calls it the Book of Faces. He's not even on Facebook. It's not that he's behind, because he's not. He just hasn't seen a purpose for it, and so that's my challenge, is to help them realize that they're not alone. If only they go and know where to look. And then how do they start helping kids leverage this reality? And how do we make sure that they're leveraging it for good and not stupid? There's just so many steps that we can take. We just got to take it one step at a time, and I'm proud of them. Thanks, guys.